Yep.
Well, we don't have Al here for now, but we'll start with Sean.
Yes, okay, so I got a variance application from Sean Dooley. You got the form, Sean? So,
It wasn't,
okay.
I didn't get a form, but
Yeah.
they
Maybe
brought
this one here. That one?
oh. Okay, I can complete that now.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. You need the drawing that are.
Well, so here's the application.
Four of them.
This is just the front, this is the front you're adding on?
Yes.
Okay, so Sean actually initially applied for his permit back in April. But he needed to get some drawings done, and so this is the drawing that I asked for. With it being a business, there's also there's state permits involved, and those can take a while. And so
They're running about a month right now out.
right, and Sean has some contractors that could get going, so he's asking that we can issue his zoning permit, and he'll get us the state permits once he gets them done. So that's basically the way he described it to me he's asking for a variance on the timeline as far as the sequence of how the permitting process goes, that we'd issue the permit, the zoning permit now.
So what are you actually doing, Sean?
We would like to add, it would be a 30, we're gonna take off the foyer, the entire front there.
In the front?
So from the original building, we would go 30 feet and then go across the whole front. We'd be doubling the viewing room, we'd be adding an arrangement room on the other side of the ramp. So the ramp would be enclosed, but only on one side. There would be a front entrance and a side entrance for the ramp. And then the bathrooms would be moved over to the west side of what is now our lobby area, and be doubled in size for each, because, you know.
Business that good?
What's that?
Business that good?
Business is that good.
How big is your foyer area now?
It is 50-ish by 10 or 12, so we had to take that all off though, because that's an add-on. It was a porch originally, an open porch when the shelves originally, the original house, and they enclosed it when they added the viewing room and the room above that. So that's somewhere in the 50-ish, it's about 50 wide and about 12.
So what do we need to approve for Sean?
Just need to approve his variance requesting that we modify or change the timeline on so that we
Get
can
the
issue the
permit.
permit, the
So
zoning
we
permit
issue
now.
it first before the state does, is that what we're looking at?
Right, that would allow me to issue the zoning permit, and he can get started here in town, and then he'll submit his state permits once his engineer gets those done.
I make the motion to approve the variance.
Gabe, do you anticipate any issues with this? And is there something?
As far as the zoning
Something that
goes,
could go wrong that would make us look foolish for getting it ahead of time?
yeah. So as far as the zoning looks, there's no problem.
Okay.
Like it's not even questionable. Like he's not even going as far out as he could in the front, because he could technically go all the way to
the sidewalk.
right to the right of way, and there's still room for him to add on in the future if he wanted to, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just asking for liability purposes. Your insurance liability carrier's okay with it? Fire marshal's okay with it?
That'll all go through the state.
Yeah,
It
insurance.
will, but this can also hinder that. So I
Insurance
don't-
shouldn't
Okay,
have any problem. How would that,
because they're all a factor in giving you your state permit.
right? Yeah, insurance shouldn't be a factor.
Okay, I just don't want you to,
No, I just quick, I didn't know how that would.
I'm just asking because I don't
Right.
want to.
No, I don't.
Back and say, you guys, why'd you do that ahead of time when it didn't work out or,
Right.
so
I don't
there
want
shouldn't
you
be
to have
any
issues.
issues with, if we say go ahead and then the rest of it's up to him on the.
All
state
we're
permit.
saying is that he complies with our zoning, right? And then, and we're taking his word based on his statement that he's gonna submit his state-approved plans once he gets them done.
but in the end, that's his
Yeah, it's
problem,
fine.
not
Yeah,
ours.
just
But I
once
just
the
didn't want
state
you to
Yeah,
get,
they-
yeah.
Yeah, you're not giving him any extra room to move or nothing, it's just a formality.
I'm in, yes.
So you're a
We gotta have
second?
a second
Yeah,
for-
second, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I did not, I don't know the block and the lot.
That's a, I got it on your
Maybe I'll
permit,
see
right
what
here.
these are.
You got your address.
Yes.
And some of that, cause you have, parcel number on here, so this'll go with that. So if you guys could sign, the variance form that's approved, then I'll get you I'm gonna change the state to, 23. But, Brian Davis will still have to sign.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, whatever. We're not ready to,
But,
there's still a lot of kicks, you know, but
oh, yeah, a lot of details and all that, especially, yeah. But you're good.
Okay, thank you. You're all
No
very
problem.
good-looking people. Thank
What
you.
you get for having a new partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's probably gonna go, what are we doing?
Right.
Good night, thank you.
All right,
Well,
see you,
yeah,
Sean.
Good luck.
Okay, well, I don't see Al.
We'll move on to John and Denny after we decide this.
Yes, okay.
The, that issue with Denny Lee and John DeBoer, I make a motion that we give Denny the variance.
I guess I have one question,
Okay.
might make this a little simpler, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought we weren't gonna do a variance.
That was,
Yeah,
we won't for John, we will for him.
Are you gonna withdraw your statement of violation against any from previous? Is that what you're
That was
going
only
to
if
do?
the variance for me is approved.
Are you, well, do you have a project that you're putting in right now? Because it's, the
Not
variance.
right
could-
now, no.
yeah. So the variance, we couldn't issue a variance on a project that's without, giving us the plans and stuff like that. I think as far as getting a variance down the road, I don't think that's an issue with, as far as, but, so if you will be able to apply for a variance when the time comes to build something, but, to Jason's question, are you withdrawing your statement of violation that?
Like the original?
Yeah.
Is what you're
From
asking?
last year.
Well, I mean, that was kind of the agreement me and Devin came to, that it would just be able to be done on my side too, then we would do that.
I think we should go ahead and get it in writing that we're giving both of them a variance right now in order to protect them on their deeds and future sales of their properties. Have it in writing, have it there in existence.
I don't know how you can, we've talked about that. Denny's variance is for an already existing, John's
There's
is a
no
variance
structure.
for something that may or may not ever happen. I don't know, you can't, we talked about that, how can you give a variance on something that's, you don't know if it's ever gonna be there?
It's-
That-
yeah, it's
That
not
was
the-
the
it's
issue,
not
that, it's
denying
nothing
the
that we
variance.
don't think would ever happen,
Yeah, I
But
mean,
you
that
get
was,
it,
that was.
but
that
to
was
do it the way
biggest-
you want it would, sounds very simple and be the right thing to do, except government doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That was the biggest issue from
Yeah.
the get-go was if I was to put something up, I wanted the setbacks to be even.
Right,
So now
exactly, yes.
they wouldn't be even unless I was granted a variance too, if I was to build, even though I'm not building something right now.
Mhm.
I don't know
Because
if
then
we
they would be-
legally can, that was the issue with
Well-
that you talked about.
Yeah, the process of the variance, you would have to, you can't issue a blanket variance without, submitting the scope of your project, and
Okay.
so it's not a denial of it, of giving you a variance, it's just saying, we need more information. They need more information to be able to make that, to have something to approve, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't foresee that being an issue, but you can't do it for something that
Doesn't exist.
doesn't exist right now. It'd make it easier if it did, we can just.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of understand that part of it too.
yeah.
I just don't want it to be something to where,
Yeah.
okay, say Denny sells the house or something like that, and then a new homeowner
Exactly.
comes in, and then it's like, okay, absolutely not gonna happen now, type thing. You see what I'm saying? I don't,
Yeah,
I guess that's a
understand that.
possibility either way, but
Right?
if I had something that was,
I don't know, I have no idea if, what Keith said was possible, or if Danny
So
put
the
it-
issue
put it
with
in his stuff that
Mhm.
no matter what happens to this lot and this house, the neighbor to the east can put something as close
Yeah,
as
we
my building is
We
there.
basically already wrote something like that
Yeah.
up between the two of us.
Yeah,
Did you get that application revised?
Yeah.
Did you revise that one from the last meeting? The paperwork
So
that they
I
gave
have
you?
that paper that we had made some notes on. But as far as, what these guys choose to do between themselves and what you all can do as, representatives of the Village of Antwerp, they have a lot more leeway in their civil agreements between two neighbors as compared to, you're very limited on what you
Yeah.
can do as far as issuing a variance. And
We're only concerned with dealing with this that you guys did last year. That's all we care about.
yeah, that's all
So,
we can do.
Right,
if he-
but that was in that application. Remember, we revised it and you were
We
gonna have
wrote
them
in those
reinitial it
we
to,
didn't initial it.
no, we
it
were gonna
was
take
all-
it to both
So right
parties.
here, so this would be a fine, all owners agree that shed would remain where it's at. That's fine for a civil agreement, but as far as this board approving that, there's some issues with that legally that,
Well,
How are you taking care of this? That's my question.
Well, I think if he were to withdraw this, that would be a cleaner.
It would.
as in withdrawing the appeal that was won, is that what?
well, you're withdrawing your
The application
statement of
for-
violation.
Violation.
Okay.
That was done last year.
Right.
And the reason that is because it says the shed must be moved by 10/1/22.
Well, no, that was the appeal, that came after, the initial complaint came from the divorce, and, so the notice of violation was based on that statement. If I don't have that statement, then I feel like I could rescind my notice of violation.
Do we have any evidence of?
So, I mean, I didn't walk the property, I mean, I guess I drove by, but I don't have a survey or any, really anything to go on other than the divorce statement. And,
You talk about like the original one?
right.
Well, I mean, that was found from our survey.
Right, so you had, okay. And that was submitted as part of your statement of violation.
In the original,
Right,
yeah, but I mean, when we came up for the appeals, when it was really, that's when all that stuff was looked at.
right. Because, well, these guys hadn't seen it at all until after I served the notice to Denny, and then that's where the resolution from the board came.
Okay.
If he drops the original violation appeal, can we do what Keith said?
So,
Where
I'm
we
not
could,
sure.
where we could okay Denny's building being where it is and give John the leeway to 6 years from now, if he wanted to put a building back here on either side.
Just this,
Yeah.
just that.
I don't
Okay.
think you
Just his
can.
property
Okay.
line, that-
I think the way to have done that would have been through his appeal,
Okay.
would have been,
Well, we talked about that on it, to
Well,
give
that
somebody
was-
a
I thought that
variance
was
on
kind of-
nothing was there.
I know that the appeal was he had to move it by such and such time unless me and Denny came to an agreement.
Right.
And that's what we did, so,
mhm,
but that was the agreement, basically.
right,
Okay,
if you could
your
get
building's staying, but,
Do you have a copy of that agreement with you?
well, it's just the way we wrote we both just filled out a variance that we both
Right,
looked at,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
And I gave you that, the,
This is the one from we got last meeting then.
Mhm.
yes. And, John Bourne, I have come to an agreement that it's not necessary for me to move my building, and he can build a building close to my property line if needed. That was signed by Denny Lee.
If we have two applications for
Mhm.
variance, really. We have
So-
two applications.
I guess
for
if his variance is approved, then I guess mine, the one that I wrote.
So yours was
Doesn't
for I guess for a building or fence up to the property line on the south side of the property.
So to me,
But
the
nothing
simple thing is to,
Do you guys want to
Approve
sign
both
both
of
of
them.
these?
I have no issue with that if we can.
well, we have the application to do so.
Well, the other issue of that is setting a precedent of proving things that may or may not ever happen.
So if you just,
That was the issue that was brought up last.
so if
So,
just,
I
if just Denny's is
Well, if you
approved,
had, yeah. So it was
the way it's
for,
worded, would that protect me in some way? I mean, obviously,
As far
it
as-
wouldn't protect another homeowner, but,
Protects you from what?
well, it would give me, because in his, it says that I
Well-
would have the ability to build close
Yeah,
to his property
well,
line.
that's
if
what it
need be.
says.
so I guess if there was an application for permits, then his variance would be valid.
So if we approve Danny and Carlahan's variance, both people should be covered.
Yeah, that's kind of the way
Well-
the way the variance is worded, that's how.
This is a unique situation,
Yeah, and
and we all understand
If-
that.
If we, in my opinion, I think if we approved Denny's, it would only give him access to build.
that's kind of how
That's
I'm
the way
reading
I
it
understand
myself. And, well, it'd be for Denny to leave his building where it is.
But there's also written in there that can build a building close to my property line if he needs. That's written right in the variance.
It is, however, it says that this application contains drawings. There's no drawings because John does not have any drawings yet.
John's
So,
is down the
this is
road,
not gonna
hopefully, or
hold up.
maybe. That's it. It's not that we're against it, it's just we don't know the legalities. of
The
it.
wording.
But-
The wording in the actual variance.
Correct, and that's why I said, if
So what
we,
if I was to ever do it and had drawings, would they look back at his variance and say,
in my opinion, this is what needs to be done. We need to cross out that section that says that you have plans and everything else. Other than that, here is a variance that says you've both come to an agreement. He can keep his building where it is, you can build up to the property line. But right now, as it stands, it shows that you have plans drawn to scale. They accompany this, it shows the dimensions, shape of the lot, and that's what we're agreeing to. But you don't have those, and so this is not true, you know what I
Can
mean?
we just cross those 2 or 3 lines out, whatever?
Denny would
that
have
fix
to do
that?
that.
That's what,
initially.
I marked it up the last meeting and said, if we
Wow.
do this, I think that this is okay, but again, that's my opinion. But if we sign this as is or agree to it, this is not true.
So, this is the one with your notes.
So then down the road, if you decide, hey, I'm gonna build a barn, I'm gonna put a fence up, we can go to the file, pull this, and it already says you both agreed to it. So if Denny don't own the home anymore, here's the variance.
Okay.
So the next owners can see. Or if you don't own your home anymore, you can say, pull the variance.
Denny, do you wanna cross them lines out on this?
I got no problem with it.
Well,
I'll have some notes.
Where's the
the,
original?
well, whatever one the initials would be, let me see here. That's just the blank.
Yeah, I don't.
This is Jason's copy.
I think me and Denny actually still have the original one.
You know what,
We
what I
scanned- we
have,
scanned
I
them in and
printed
sent-
off of the, yeah.
Yeah, he has.
But I
it.
think if he initialed it, it might even be better, you could probably witness it.
Can I just make a copy
Right.
of yours? And then you wanna just do that? Make a copy of that one and then we'll just mark it up and they can do it while they're both here? And then
I
you
think
can be
so.
done with it? Is that okay?
Well, you guys would be.
We-
done with it.
no, I
We'll
mean-
all be done with it, but yeah. That's,
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So then it's also taking care of this first one where it states that you guys had to come to an agreement by 10/1 or, I can't read it upside down. Or you'd have to sell part of the property. Okay, so it's also taking care of that one as well. Okay?
That should- yeah, that's.
What
should
you
be
two agree to
40
do
or
on the
whatever.
side
It's
or
on
whatever else, that's fine, but, okay?
So it's why it's beeping in.
So I think what we're looking here, Denny, is
Do you need to make the changes? Oh,
so right there, I think we want to cross that out with an initial or a signature with a date, and then John, if you sign the date.
just cross through that whole section, then,
Okay,
okay?
all the way down to here.
Yeah, just where
All
it
the way down to
says
your writing
your
there.
drawings.
We just done the simple way.
I should have used the black magic marker.
That's just
It's all right.
one reason I think maybe we should have Melanie's input at some of these meetings.
Now you just want me to sign it out here?
These you actually need Joe, don't
She'd
you?
have to research
Sorry.
that letter, don't have it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Cross out
Very
this
true.
out section too,
Yeah.
this entire section here that says
Cross out that as
plans
well.
and triplicate.
Who knows, 10 years down the road, it's coming.
Yeah.
This coming.
Well,
And if there's a new property owner 10
And
years
then
from now,
you and John
let
will
them have
both
some
initial
of that.
that.
Just
well,
If they don't like
You can
that.
just do
I think
initials,
that's
because then
not
we'll have to
really-
Should
re-sign
be
out
a-
at the bottom, okay?
Should be, all right, should be covering both property
You want to
owners.
date that as well, Denny?
John doesn't want the
Date the
hassle, though. That's
signature.
Well,
And then
that's
we'll
why I
have
brought it
the
up.
other date
And I
right
talked to
here.
him about
Everybody
that.
know.
I told him thanks the other day.
Oh, to 8/20. Sorry about that.
Build a
You're on
building
that.
here in a year or two.
And then go ahead and
Before
re-sign
before
it.
things change. Oh, yeah, you never,
If you,
it don't matter what you do.
I want one big enough to store my camper.
There's no requirement that I do that in the ordinance.
John, you can review that, what he's crossed off.
It's a good question. I mean, I,
That
Initially,
way, it
if,
would be revealed if somebody was gonna sell the property
right, well,
through the title checks.
okay.
so
So then there's this, and
that would probably
then
be,
that portion, okay?
I mean,
And then,
if the council
Do you
decided
guys
that's what
want me to
they,
add this down to the
how
bottom? or
they
do you
wanted it
feel like
documented, but
This covers.
I mean, I took all the old ones I could find out of the
This-
waterworks, and I at least got them in one,
Was from.
well, 2 drawers
this
up
issue.
here.
And what's his question?
Well,
Whatever he
what
thinks best.
you were saying, Mr. West,
Sign this.
if it was filed with the county recorder's
So,
office with the titles,
John, do you wanna
it
just?
might have
I
more
have no
standing.
problem.
But initial, oh, you
Yeah,
already
you
did,
did.
yeah.
It might have more standing when they do a title check for sale.
But you guys, or if this board wanted to do that, you could make that part of your bylaws, you wouldn't have to go to the council. I'm not,
Can we make
I'll
a
put that wording
recommendation on
down
this
there,
one?
just so that we know.
well, one of you could take it down to the
that this one
recorder's
has been
office and
taken
just
care
do
of
it.
so that
I
it
mean,
doesn't
it's up
come
to
back.
you.
Well, when you
Okay.
when you do that, does that, like, is there a
So
copy
then
goes
keep a
with
copy
each
of
property?
this.
Yes, goes copy
For
with each
future.
deed on record.
Okay,
We'll have a copy, right?
yeah.
So,
Dave, do we need to sign this? Does
the
anyone-
variance, I'd sign it just like you did the last one.
Well,
And you do it.
Stacy might be the person to ask about that, because she worked for a title office.
Okay, Stacy.
I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry.
Jason's asking about signing that as the
Oh, I
board.
probably
I'd-
would, just
yeah,
so
I'd
that
do-
everyone acknowledges.
Just like the last one we did for Sean.
So like, would you go to the county title office and make sure that each John's property and
No,
Denny's
I'm not
property?
going.
No, I
Oh.
didn't say you, but somebody that they had a copy of this with each property.
Property?
The only way that that's gonna happen is this document has to be recorded.
That's what we're asking.
Or it has to be, it doesn't even have to be recorded, but this needs to be entered in at the recorder's office.
Okay, that's,
So that when
What I
someone
was
is searching the property, this will come up
And
and
they'll
it'll
say-
flag them and say, hey, this variance is out there so that when this property sells, if Den sells, or if you
Yeah.
sell, that's the only way. Because they do not come to villages and pull their files and look at variances.
So either one of these guys as a property owner, or both of them, could take it over and say, I want this added on record to my deed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And what'll happen is it'll go on lot 144. Is that yours, Den?
Yeah.
So it'll go on 144. But what happens is when they search 144 or when they search your lot, they're gonna, it doesn't matter which one of your lots they search, they're gonna pick up that document.
Okay.
Okay?
And I actually strongly would suggest that.
yeah, that would be the way we go.
You know what,
I can give them
maybe,
both a copy.
Do we want-
you know what
Yep.
may be
Yep.
better
Put their
too is, we may want to also add your lot number, just so that when a searcher sees that, because, I mean, they can see your names and stuff, but it'll just make it easier for it not to get missed.
Okay.
Are you okay if I mark up your document?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
And John and Sarah's is lot 19.
I don't know what the lot is.
That's what it says here.
Address is 146, but I don't know what the lot
It
is.
says lot number 19.
144.
144 is probably your address. ain't it?
Yeah, 140,
Yeah.
144 isn't your lot number, it has to be a 19,
I have a picture.
because they're 19A and 19, and, no, you do have it?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Where's the river?
Right here's the river, right? This is,
I was thinking mine was lot 18, but I'm not sure.
That would make
They've
sense
got,
being right next to
they've got
it.
subdivision
I
plan.
don't see it.
It's not on that one?
I don't see lot number. Should be, this is the entrance.
Yeah, they're over in this corner, aren't they? That one's not split up.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, you can, they got the auditors, or website bookmarked. I can log in here.
Yeah, it's got 15A and it's top garage.
Well, we got a little law in the action. I was watching ESPN yesterday, and there's a girl 12 years old been playing professional pickleball, killing me. They must be taking the country by storm, I guess.
And they were dreaming there was professional
Yeah,
pickleball.
she's been doing it since she was
What's your
12.
signature say?
Yeah.
What's that?
What's your signature say?
John Eldevore III.
Eldevore the third?
Yeah.
Okay.
JLD3.
I'm trying to get their.
Jim Hunt's house over here.
Okay.
Used to be Max Smith. I left one morning to go golf and it started raining. It was tearing the roof off on
Yeah.
Saturday. They had that thing done by like 3 o'clock.
They were all hunkered up under the porch when it was
Yeah.
pouring down rain.
Like I told your Uncle Mike, I said, your dad said he could have done that too, but his kids were too lazy, they couldn't pump like that.
There was 13 of them up on that roof at one time.
Well, I said, well, because Mike said how many was there? It couldn't have been
Denny,
more
you're
than
like
4.
18.
I knew there was a
That's what I
bunch of
thought.
them.
Yeah.
They're like ants on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
John, you're lot 19.
Yes.
You knew that?
He said it was on.
Yeah, that's
I think,
on.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh. Okay.
So we need a motion to approve this variance?
You guys want to look at it quick?
Yeah, I think we do. Just cross all of them.
So should you destroy the first copy from a year ago?
No, I think I just included it as part of the whole story and.
This will go in their file here, is that right?
Yes, that'll definitely go in
The
the file
old
here, and
one.
I'll make a copy of it for both of them, so you can have it
Give me
for.
a copy to, give
Sure.
everybody a copy.
Everybody want a copy? Mike, you want one? Sure.
On this one right here, the one from last year, do you want to put a memo somewhere, see this one? On this one,
So that's a copy.
Or
That's not the-
Boyd,
I got the
look
original.
at.
just so that you know to look at this one,
I
whoever
mean,
it is.
I've got the whole file here, and I think the dates would. Okay, so. Go. And so it'll be as part of the continuum of the dates, it'll be the last, right, here's that application for appeal. This was the statement of violation, survey, the appeal. Here's the original signed one with that date. And then this one is gonna go in the file.
Who has the original of this? The one that they just
It's
signed?
right here.
Okay,
And
are you
this-
gonna enter it at the courthouse?
No,
No,
there's no
let them do
requirement that I do it.
They're gonna have to have the original, that's the point I'm
Oh,
getting at. One, if they're gonna enter this for record at the courthouse, they're gonna need the original.
well, who gets the
Do
original?
you wanna use that,
Whoever
Danny?
wants to go enter it.
It's up to him.
Sounds like if it's gonna get
If you want
entered,
me to
John,
do it,
you're,
I'll do it.
well, if you want it done, you're gonna have to do it. It's basically what it comes down to, so I'll trade you. 'cause
John,
I-
all you need to go
I need
do
one of
is go to
those.
the recorder's office and, don't let Sarah do it. Go to the recorder's office and just tell them you wanna enter it for record. You don't
Okay.
wanna record it, you just want it entered,
Okay.
okay?
But that one doesn't have all our signatures and everything, right?
It does.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's-
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That one's the
Okay,
official
we still
one.
need to make a motion to approve.
He's right.
Yes.
I make a
So
motion to
moved.
approve.
Second.
And ask
I agree.
Who's in favor?
Yes.
Who's in favor?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Yes.
For the two important people, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Anything else on that, Gabe?
I think we're good with the Boers and Lee, so.
So Al Griffith has he filled out any paperwork for the setback?
I got his permit and I think we can handle it.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you later.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John.
Okay,
All I've got for Al is
that drawing, right? So I've got the actual application here. I'll make him pay for it before I issue it. He's supposed to bring his checkbook, but the ordinance says it'd have to be 30 feet from the property line, or technically 55 feet from the center of the streets, the way it reads. And he wants to put it 20 feet from the property line, only 45 feet from the center of the street. That way he can
It matches up
line
with
them
the
up
rest
with
of
the
houses.
other,
I'm assuming too, is he using the old foundation or something maybe?
no.
No.
No, I
Oh.
think they tore it all out.
Oh,
Yeah, I think there's a chunk of concrete for the front porch might still be there, but
Something there.
that's all gonna be.
tells you how much I got on that street, huh?
You know, I mean, honestly, you're right, there's not a whole lot of reason to go down Washington Street, but, describe generally the nature of the variance, 45-foot front yard setback. And then,
pretty cut and dry for me.
Yeah.
Motion to accept that.
Second.
Second, third,
All in favor?
fourth.
All in favor?
Well, yeah, aye, we're in.
all right, so then we just need to figure out when we can meet on these other two.
Other ones are fences.
I think they should be easy ones, yes. One of them is just a picket fence. And I'm not sure about the other one.
Well, one of the issues is that depending on where they're at, all the lots are 60 feet wide, so if you build a fence and you go by the setback, now you got 50 feet instead of 60.
Mm-hmm.
That's well, it is, and
Yeah.
Ray Deal and I talked about that at length, about how.
If you want to
Don't
get
blame
technical,
anybody.
Mike, it's 5 foot minimum on one side, 20% of the lot width total. So it's actually be 5 on one side, 7 on the other.
Okay, but, yeah, so you're cutting in a lot size pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but, this was a compromise to go from 25 feet to 5 in the back. I think that, and actually, they changed it to 5 feet for any structure, which saved us a lot of variances.
Yeah.
They're working pretty hard on the planning and zoning commission to try and get hammer out some of these.
Yeah.
And then the other thing they need to finish straightening out is on these storage sheds. And right now, well, you need to differentiate these offloaded pods in more detail. It's not, but anyhow, that's something else.
Okay, what date are you figuring?
So, let's see, October 15th is Saturday, that's no good.
We're skipping September.
Didn't
Oh,
you say
wait,
something
wait.
about September?
September 15th, already at Planning and Zoning Commission. I could do the 14th, it's a Wednesday.
I'm not good on Wednesdays.
You're not good on Wednesdays, that's right. So actually, I'm good on, the 6th, well, if we went later, it'd be 6th, 13th, 20th, any of those Tuesdays, I'm good.
I'm going the 13th and 20th, both.
13th or 20th,
I'm going,
I won't be here the 20th.
September 27th.
You're out the 13th?
Well, he is.
You're out, I thought you were out, oh, you're only good.
He's out on both of them. He'll be
both of
gone.
them.
13th. I'm okay on the 27th.
The
I'll be
27th,
in
I can
Wyoming.
do.
You'll be in Wyoming on the 27th. How
I
about,
can't do the 27th.
Okay.
how about the 22nd? It's a Thursday.
Nope, we're
Thursday.
going.
You're gone that Thursday. So.
Well,
I don't,
if Tom would be here,
we could have 3.
four.
4.
Yeah.
I think you could go with 3, but you'd have to have unanimous vote.
How many total
You said
board members
October
are
you're
there?
gone, all October?
Off and on through the
So,
entire month, and I won't be back until the 10th or 12th of October.
And you won't have anything better to do after being gone for 2 weeks than to sit in another meeting.
I don't care.
You'll be all right with that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be out of town on the 12th
12th
of October. If
I
we're
thought we were
going-
still in September.
Oh, we're still gonna try September? Okay, so. How
Is this one of
about,
those where we have to have 3 weeks of notice or something in the paper?
Yeah, what is that?
yeah, we did have to run these in the paper, and I think it was just 10 days.
These fences we did?
Huh?
The fences? we
Fences,
did?
I think we have to do all of them.
Yeah, for any variance, you have to run it 10
Public
days
meeting.
ahead.
So you think 10 days?
I think it's more than that. I think it's 2 weeks.
Okay, here, I got my cheat
So
sheet.
we're trying to schedule
I
the
might-
hearing, not the discussion.
So I got,
We do it all at once, I
You do it all
believe.
at once, okay.
do you have one of these cheat sheets, Stacy?
Mm,
One of those cheat sheets? You don't have one either, maybe we should make some more copies.
Can we make some more?
I think that's yours, well, there's one more. You just relax, Stacy. You just-
On this Al Griffith thing,
So it's still,
we have no date, no signature. for
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
little reluctant to approve anything on that one. If we don't have, he's not here, and we don't have his signature on anything, if he ain't got enough interest to come,
then we don't have to bother with it. I definitely notified him, I talked to him on the phone, like he called me back, we discussed it, he knows that we were meeting tonight, and he knew that he had to,
I think we'll have a hearing on his when he can come.
we'll have to, yeah. At
We'll just
that
make
point,
this the
we'll
next
have
one,
to go
too.
through the whole process of
If, as long as he
advertising
can
and
come, yeah.
everything again.
alright.
Do you have to rewrite, to repost or anything?
Yep.
We'll let it go with
Go in with
the
the
2 fences.
Okay.
As soon as we come up with a date. So September 22nd's
Who else
out.
need one of those,
20
Jason?
seconds out.
How about Thursday the 29th.
I'm gonna be gone by then.
God, you said 22nd was out or good?
22nd's out, I'm gone. But I'll be back home
And the
the
15th
24th.
you're going.
No.
I thought he said 13th and 20th he was good.
13th and 20th, I'm gone.
You're gone.
Gone.
Yes.
Um,
15th, I'm good.
But I have a planning and zoning commission meeting at 4:30 till probably 6 the last.
No.
It's gonna be a long meeting because we got that site plan review.
We don't need you, do we? I'm
I'm,
kidding.
you know what? Technically, you don't.
He probably
I'm just
be more than
kidding.
happy to show up.
Yep.
Do we
So,
push it to October then?
so seeing as how I do not have a signed variance in front of me, but I'm just saying if we could pick a date, it'd be a lot easier to arrange it then, and then I could just tell them. I think October would be fine. We'd
Yeah,
sit,
we don't have,
and so you'll be back on the 12th of October.
Should be 10th or 12th in there somewhere.
Okay, and so then, let's say the next week on the 18th,
I'm good.
What day is that?
Tuesday the 18th.
Tuesday, October
Okay.
no, I think I may be in Florida.
Oh.
Hold on.
Huh?
I may be back on the 17th. Yeah, I'm back on the 17th.
So you're good for the
Okay.
18th. My growers.
Appeals board. And
October 20th.
the
18th.
He'll send a notice meeting.
Yeah, but I don't think that's Wednesday's the 19th.
Yeah, we're talking Tuesday the 18th.
We're talking about the 18th on Tuesday.
Oh, I thought someone said Tuesday, I'm sorry.
I
okay
did say Tuesday.
I meant Thursday.
at 5:30. Like guys like 5:30. Okay, and then I've already got Brian, Jan, Jason, Keith, Mike, Stacy. I better add. Well, I'm not sure I got
Does he
it.
have any plans to start building, or is he just
So
looking for the?
he might be ready by then, yeah. But okay, so I'm just gonna put variances in the reminder, and we're on for 5:30 Tuesday, the 18th of October.
And then you'll take care of getting the notice out paper-wise and have
Yes.
Amy put
Well, I still
something
I have to
on
get,
Facebook.
I'll have to get the variances for.
Yeah.
Oh, for the people with the fences?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so they've just talked about it, or they're gonna do it for sure?
So one of them's TJ Hammer.
Yeah, out there, no way doing, but yeah.
Well, that's not an
Yeah.
existing fence. That'd be a new fence, right?
Yeah, that's what we're talking
Oh.
about, new fences, yeah.
And then, yeah, you're supposed to get the variance before you install your stuff. That's what made the lead one so complicated. And the other one, I'll have to check my voicemail, but we played phone tag a couple times and I talked to him, but he wants to put a fence in the back, and I think he lived on, is it on Woodlawn?
Woodland back there,
Yeah.
getting back there, Shea, get close back there, Shea Whitey back there, big time.
They're, that, it's right in that big open area that we used to play football in. He wants to, I think he wants to put a fence up in his yard, so I mean, but that's his prerogative, I guess.
Where you used to play football.
Oh, I don't know, there's,
By the ball diamond?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
back there in Woodland,
Woodland
Buckeye, Maple, I don't know, it seems like we'd go, when I was a kid, we just played
Everything was small back then.
Yeah, wasn't built up as much.
Trees weren't
And all
even,
them houses been here. When I was a
it's,
kid.
we still call it the new edition, and it's
Wow.
what, probably pushing
Yeah,
50 years
fairly
old.
new. 50, about 70.
In the
Okay, we got
70s.
anything else?
No,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Got ball game starting.
all right, see you guys.
Ball game, what you got?
18th.
We got, yeah, we've got a volleyball game. I just got a message that they're gonna televise our grandma.
Oh, yeah?
Greensburg.